Alrighty. I forgot where I was putting this. Yeah. Get this cool new remote I am using. Dude, I forgot how I had this on here. Because I had to have it a certain way so that it like looped back on itself. Was it just like, I don't think it was around this guy, was it? Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. It looks like it was. Yeah, it's not interfering in any way, so we'll just stick it right there. Alright, guys. You can tell it's recording, which is even the better part of this, so. Alright. First ride. Technically the second ride of the year. I did get it out to go around the block in January when it was like nice enough, but these are not. There's my leather gloves. I was like, those are not my right ones. Let's get this put away as well. This thing has been the nicest addition to this bike. This Noco battery charger. I don't know if any of you are looking for one, but I bought it. This guy, Genius One, plugs in over there, plugs straight into it. We are good. Ignore my dog barking at me. She's jealous she doesn't get to go. Okay. But strap in. Let's go for a little ride, huh? Nothing crazy today. It's 66. A little windy. Breezy. But, I'm trying to find my zipper. There we go. Okay. Let's do this thing. Alright. Let me turn her on first. Okay. Back us up. We are already in neutral, which is great. Oh, it's the only thing about full face helmets. Man, I can't see shit. I love my full face helmet. Oh man, I got a tumbleweed on my car. There we go. Okay. Probably go this way. Alright, let's crank her on. Okay, now, it's been a couple weeks since it was last ridden when I put fuel in it. Let's see if it starts. Oh yeah, nothing doing. Ah, there it goes. It always loves when it's not been like started in a week to just die randomly on the first start. Doesn't struggle to start, but it does not enjoy. Oh, there it is. That's how I had it. Let me take this off real fast. That's how I had it. It was like this. I was like, I know I had it like tight in there, and it was this way. Yeah, boom. There we go. Makes it nice and on, clamped on there, so I can see it. Tells me battery's getting low, all that good stuff. I love that. I still, yeah, screen turns off, but it's still going. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's get moving. Oh man, it is. Nice day out. So welcome. I know we're 5 minutes into this, but I would like to say welcome to all of the new subscribers. I don't know why I say it that way, but welcome. Glad you're here. I've seen you all. Who's this little child? I've seen you all joining over the last couple weeks. I'm still loving the Scout. Absolutely excited to get back out and do some more things this summer. I only got it last fall, basically, so I haven't even had a full season on it, but we're gonna be riding this bad boy a lot. And I tried to do a nice ride through the mountains down to Boulder and Nederland and stuff up the highway there, peak to peak, and it was good, but that's why I have this guy, because the battery died on this. I wasn't aware, and I couldn't tell, and then I couldn't figure out how to like get the... Oh, buddy, come on. You gotta have some more balls than that, dude. Come on, Cobalt. Technically, I could... Oh, man, I can't see shit. There we go. But see, then I was that situation there. But anyway. I couldn't see the... camera was turning off and everything, and the battery level and all that, because it was a long ride, and I brought the extra batteries, but I didn't know, so it was all chopped up and pretty bad. So we are going to do it again this year. We'll probably do it in the spring. We'll probably do it even more than once. I don't know. Gotta come up with content, right? But oh man, there's just still nothing. 6 months of it sitting around waiting, and nothing still brings a smile to my face more than hearing this thing just fire up. Just the thunder out the back. Keep in mind, for those who are new, these pipes are definitely not stock. I think the headers are. As far as I can tell, the headers are stock, but it definitely does not have stock pipes on it. It is extraordinarily loud. I actually wrapped the baffles, so they have quiet core whatevers you can get for it. And my problem wasn't that the sound is like, oh my god, it's too much. It was like the very, very top of every one of the like pops that it makes was so loud and so just harsh that it didn't sound good. It was like, whoa, this is like gonna hurt my ears, and it still does reverberate in my helmet quite a bit, which is a little bit of a problem because I always forget hearing protection, which don't do. But it would, and it was awful, and it was too loud. And so this deepened it a little bit. It made it a little more throaty. There's some more bass to it, which is real nice. We love that. And it took the edge off the top of them. It did not reduce its like overall sound or impact that the sound has, because it is still just insane. I love the sound of it. Like, there's just nothing like hearing it like boom and then fire up, and I'm glad that's still there, but it took that final 5% off to where it's just like, wow, it's great. Super happy with that still. The baffling itself has not had any issues. Like I said, it was tough to get in for sure. I struggled with it and found out I had to peel it apart and get a thinner layer of it, but it did work. It for whatever reason, it did work, and real cheap solution rather than buying, you know, it was only like, I think $30 for that stuff, as opposed to spending like over $100 or more to have a quiet core insert that was like a thinner, it was like a thicker wrapping on it, and then the core itself was not as, the diameter wasn't as wide, so I don't know, I was kind of worried about it. What is in that nest? Is there a traffic cone? Oh, no, somebody did that. Oh, that just makes me want to fucking punch somebody. So that is a raptor nest, many kinds, eagles, things like that. But somebody has taken and they have thrown, I'm probably a shitty kid, let's be real, has taken and thrown a traffic cone up into the nest. Thank God it is not nesting season. I'm hoping that's it. And if there's a wildlife person who's like, no, like wildlife management is coming to put that there because they want to clean the nest out or whatever, great. But like, if somebody threw that up there, fuck those people. You could have killed one of the birds. You could have like really done something fucked up. Also, we've had a couple people on TikTok. If you're here from TikTok, or if you're not on me on TikTok, I will link that. But asking about the controls down here. And this is without the extended controls. So I don't know if I did a video on or I talked about it, but I removed the extended controls. I think I did. I took them off because I get why people like the extended controls and that extended ride kind of like feel, for sure. But for me, I did not enjoy having my legs kicked out that much. It was just, like for highway riding I could get, but like I can just rest my leg like this if I want to. I can do a lot of different things. But I come from, as we've, you know, from the channel, I come from a street bike, right? So I'm used to a much more upright riding position, even aggressive, a little bit more over. And this is far better. This is far better. My feet are, they just feel like they're in control a little bit more. Bike is just such an animal. But yeah, these are the standard positions for it. And what's funny is that for a long time, oh shit balls, I was gonna turn, a lot of things went wrong there. I was gonna merge over and then I saw brake lights. But what I was gonna do for a long time is I kept looking for standard foot controls. I kept looking for them and like Googling them, and you never found them. And that was because I was being a moron. They don't make standard controls. They make an extension for them, and that extension will extend the controls out, or you can subtract it. And that is instead of just default mounting position. And the only thing I had to change was the shift linkage. That was it. And I found one on Amazon that was like steel and painted because I didn't want to get one of the like really, really cheap ones. So I was a little worried about that. And I still want to get a different one because this one is technically made for a Harley. But I just measured the distance and then it works. It fits, so I was like, whatever. And it works. The shift linkage works. It's not falling off. It's nice and tight, and it works. So I made it work. There's a cable that's a little bit, has some slack in it because they make different brake cables for the different sizes of them. However, it's not kinked and it's not in any position to scrape, and it's not going to melt, and it just kind of has a little bit of a, instead of being straight, it's kind of got a little bit of a in it, a little bend in it. Just like a little, you know, whoop, and that's it. And it works, and it looks great. But, oh man, I'm glad I got out today. It was like the wind today was bringing it down into the 50s, and we'd had a couple days there, excuse me, where it's just nice enough. And I wanted to get out on it, and I was a little by the wind today because, I don't know, I'm just itching for like nice weather as opposed to being like, no, it's fall, it's winter. I'm just ready for some nice weather. So for me, I'm glad I got out on it, man. I never usually regret. Well, I don't ever regret it, but like, you definitely regret the weather sometimes, for sure. You freeze your hands off or whatever, but I've done that way too many times. Oh, what's going on there? It was a meeting of the minds. Oh, just a nice day. We're gonna go kind of up, kind of by the foothills here. Loop around, drive a little bit through, and then probably call it there. Just a nice ride. Oh wow, they built a new shack there. That's pretty nice. I'd love to get, not out here, but like somewhere closer to a little bit to town or something. I'd love to have something like this, not like exactly like this, but just a little bit more room with a shop so I could have this bike and potentially a couple more. So I'm just a motorcycle fan, right? I guess that kind of brings me to another point about this channel, is that like, I don't really, oh wow, that's new. I haven't been over here in a while. I used to have my, I used to work over here until I went solo and started my own business this last year. But anyway, yeah, I don't really know. Oh fudge, fuck. Blah. The brakes on this, man, I have not ridden in 6 months. They are grabby. I love it. Brakes are real nice on this bad boy. Nothing like that sound either. But it's something that I don't know what the content is going to be other than me riding a motorcycle, right? Like, I'm not trying to be anybody. I'm not trying to, I don't know, make a living out of it. I just enjoy doing this. So as long as everybody is like good with the irregularity of it and just kind of, you know, riding, which, I mean, that's what I like about motorcycles. I'd love to, dude, it'd be pretty cool to get into a spot where like I could at least walk into a local shop here or something and just like test drive a bike, and like that awareness was like good enough for them in their marketing budget. It'd be pretty sick. And we could just ride cool stuff and talk about it, just because that's the love of the culture, isn't it? Because I still love mine. I mean, God, I saw somebody with a tricked out Duke today, the KTM Duke, and I was just like, oh, such a nice bike. And there is part of me that does miss the like absolutely buck wild acceleration of a naked, of my street triple. But it's funny because I thought I'd miss the quick shifter. I don't. I just enjoy this ride so much more. It's kind of like what I feel like when I see like a really nice sports car, and it's like, I bet that's like just a kick in the ass to drive. I bet that's so much fun. But then living with that daily, day to day, and like long stuff, you start seeing where it's like, oh no, this is just meant for one thing, to look badass and to haul ass. It's not meant to like carry stuff, be easy to get in and out of. It's not extraordinarily comfortable. It's not, you know, whatever. And that's fine. But that's where this is just so much better. I love the sound. I love the look. I love the ride. You don't lose anything. You still just are out here enjoying it. And that sound, as much as I loved the sound of the intake and the exhaust and just the absolute insanity of 14,000 RPMs, I like this. It's so smooth. It's nice to look in your mirrors at 50 miles an hour and nothing is moving and you can see everything because it's damped so well. Oh man, some of the future stuff though, I'll tell you what. There's so the plan right now for this guy, I don't know if I'm gonna keep the exhaust. I'm learning to like it a lot more than I thought I would. It's nice. It's a Vance and Hines, and it's just nice. Now that it's got the quiet cores, it's just nice. So I don't know if I'm gonna change that. I did like the Combat 2-in-1. That was a pretty cool one, and I loved how it sounded. But I gotta be honest, I don't know how much more you can get out of this than what I have. If that makes sense. I think that if I could ever find somebody with one, I kind of want to see what it sounds like riding it, or at least riding by it. Woohoo! A little bit of a crosswind. Riding by it. Oh shit! my blinkers all turned up. There we go. Oh my god! Oh, it's hilarious. I don't know if they're dirty, if they're not tight enough or what, but those blinkers move. They like, if I bump into them when I'm in my garage, they'll slide around, and sometimes I bump into it. So that's funny. It was pointing like that direction. Oh, that's funny. But just to see what it sounds like, because I think that's the only thing that I wish sounded a little bit better, was like right where I'm at now. Is it's just very, I don't know, it's almost not deep enough. I'd like it to be a little bit deeper, but I love everything else about it, so who knows. I do want to go with a wider tire. I think I just want to do a wider tire. We'll see if I convince myself otherwise, but I know that comes with a lot of, it can come with a lot of, like, it doesn't lean over as much and you lose a little bit of agility with it, but for what I ride, it's more, I don't know, it's just what I want to try and what I like. I love how they fucking look, man. They look so good. The other option, excuse me, the other option for this guy was the exhaust that dumps out, like it's the side slice that dumps out the side right here. That was another option. So instead of it having coming back, it kind of comes down, it sweeps in an arc and then dumps out the side. That's another option, because it still maintained the 2 independent pipes as opposed to 1, which can have difference on the sound and the back pressure and stuff like that. So I don't know. I am keeping these though. The handlebars I'm keeping. I like it. I just like it. I thought I would want to have like a straight bar down here. I don't. I like these. These are so comfortable. And they're not so tall. They're just, and maybe it's me. They're the mini apes, the Indian mini apes. And like I said, maybe it's just me, but I think that they are just the right height. Caught neutral. Yeah. Good stuff. But they're just the right height. And I like that about them. And they make it to where it feels good like this. It's nice and it's upright, and like, I don't know, that was the biggest complaint that I had about my street triple, was that, I'm gonna slow down for these guys so I don't go whipping by them. Biggest complaint I had about my street triple was just the, I didn't like the riding position. It just wasn't for me. And this one is just naturally comfortable. Man, could you imagine backing that thing down there? Oof. Backing that truck? That'd be nuts. So this is kind of what I was talking about. I'd love to have like a house up here eventually. It's a really nice little area. It's kind of nice and quiet. They're bigger. It's a little out of town. But it's big enough, and it's got enough size. Like, even that's a little bit big, you know, but just something where I got a little more room to have a shop eventually. Be nice. I'd love to have another project bike. Just something old just to work on. They're fun. I miss my cafe. I do miss my cafe. I will say that I think this kind of resolved the issues that I had with my Thruxton 900. And that was, it didn't have a 6th gear. And this has 6 gears. And so, for those who don't know, this is the 20. This is the Scout Bobber 20. And they make a Scout Bobber 60. The 60 does not have as large of an engine as this. There we go again. I just am not shifting hard enough. He talked about the shift linkage and then I keep missing it. But like, the 60 does not have as powerful of an engine nor as big of an engine, and it does not have 6 gears. And my thing was, well, could I live with that? And I said no. I said I wanted the 6 gears, and I am happy that I did. So from what I have heard, the 60 has the same transmission as this one, but the 5th gear is the same ratio as 6th in this. So 5th gear in this is actually what is extra. And it's the gear that is missing out of the Scout Bobber 60. But I do enjoy having those 2 gears because I find cruising with this on the highways and the back roads up in the mountains, 5th and 6th do have a lot of difference between them, and for me it's enough of a difference. It is enough of a difference. So, if anybody's on the fence and you have missed a 6th gear or you think you need a 6th gear, odds are I would go with that feeling. Because that's what I came from, and this has 6, and that's the only thing about that Thruxton that I'm just like, yeah, I think it matters, is that. And so far, I have been right. I just like it. I'm excited to go on some more rides. I've been to the mountains and just cruise a little bit. If I get a good enough game plan, I'd love to do like just a long day trip and go to Walden and come back. Up to Walden, refuel, and come back through, because you get to see State Forest State Park, and just it's a really cool ride through the canyons. And he's letting me go. Nice gentleman. But it is nice. And I'd like to do that. I smell fire. We got fire danger today, man. Nobody should be burning right now. But I think that'd be kind of cool just to take a day trip up there when it's really nice in the summer on a hot day. Maybe in the middle of the week when I don't have anything going on. It might be kind of a cool thing just to say, hey, I'm going to take a Friday or something, or a Monday. That doesn't really matter. As long as I don't have any appointments, I can do whatever I want. All right, and then here we go. This is where we got to be careful. You can see all the rocks on this turn. Man, nothing like a skipping across those to make your heart go. No, thank you. Hey, we got some elk. Looks like we have just a bunch of cows. They can hear me coming. Yep. I think there was probably a couple males in there, at least one, but this is where they like to hang out right now. I think I might also like to get the tack that goes on the side of this, just because I think it looks cool. I think that's one thing about Indian that they've done so well with, is that they have made, I mean, they granted, Polaris owns them, right? And there's good and bad reasons for a Polaris. I mean, the biggest thing is that Polaris has a shitload of money. So there is no danger of these going bankrupt or going out of business anytime soon. And they have a really good parts department and parts system, I will say that. And the engine is super nice, although I do like that motorcycle. That was a beautiful Harley. But I'm just a fan. I'm not like either side. My dad is very much, he loves Harleys. He owned a bunch of Harleys, never buy one, because he had a lot of bad experiences with them. But I don't know, I have my bikes that I like, and I am quite partial. I never thought, I mean, I've loved how these Indians look. I love this color. I love how it drives. It's got everything I need on it, nothing I don't. But that is one thing that I do like about these, is that they're styling, they know what they're doing. They did such a good job with how it looks, with how it rides, and their accessories, but they're expensive. I mean, granted, they're all metal and they're not, you know, cheap plastic and stuff like that, so it is nice, but their accessories are expensive. wish it was a little ASMR, but it's mostly wind. It's mostly wind, as we know. Alright, but I think we'll probably conclude our ride, or at least the video here. It's because we're getting on that 30-minute mark, and I don't know. If I got something else to say, I got my cool remote. You can just hit the button. I'm so fancy now. And we'll just go with that. But for now, I think we're going to call it as we round this corner. That is a strange colored horse. It's not white. It must be colored. This is the dirt. It was like kind of brown. It was like a strange, like reddish white color on it. That was interesting. But I think that's it. If I have something else to say, you'll see me in a moment. But that was our first ride of the new season 2024 in the books. It is super nice today. There's gonna be more coming. Like I said, eventually we're gonna get out, go up through the canyon, head back up to Estes probably, just do a quick up to Estes and back. Go from there. But I don't know, you guys have any ideas for what you want to see? Anything you want to see me do? Questions? Whatever, I don't know, give me something. I'm always down. I'll link my TikTok here, and then I'm going to link to this from TikTok so that I can continue to, because there's a surprisingly large motorcycle community on TikTok, which is awesome, and we love to see it. So stay safe out there, everybody. Keep riding, stay upright. We will see you on the next one.